Hi again then guys, and so we've got another GranTurismo 6 top speed tune for you today, and this time it's for the Infiniti G35 Coupe, which is a premium model. Now this tune should work pretty well also on the Nissan version, which is the Skyline 350 Sport Coupe, but no guarantees there, because that model is not a premium spec model, but it should work fairly similar, because both cars are pretty much the same. So you want your racing soft tyres, of course. For suspension, we've got the ride height as low as possible, which still isn't all that low, to be honest, on this car. Springs we've increased to 8 and 775, dampers and anti-roll to 4, camber on 2.5, neutral toe as always. For the gearbox, you want an auto setting of 230. Then for the individual gears, I haven't actually adjusted those on this one. And for the final drive, we've got 3.2. For the diff, we've got the lowest initial torque, of course, high acceleration and low braking sensitivity, all the power upgrades of course, and although I haven't fitted it, I would as always recommend NOS. I believe I've fitted one of the custom wings on the back of this car, so I've reduced the downforce as low as possible, and obviously the full weight loss package. Traction control is of course turned off as usual, and so the Infinitis don't get as much use as I would have expected, to be honest, especially considering that they are premium spec models, so they do have the fully detailed interiors. Personally, I prefer the G37 generation to the G35. The G35 never really did it for me. The G37 with the slightly revised front end I think looks a lot better. That said, I do think Infinitis are quite stylish looking cars. They're different, quite unique. And overall, as a company, I think I prefer Infiniti coming from Nissan over Lexus from Toyota. That's just personal preference, but I think as an offshoot company, Infiniti, I don't know, there's just something cool about Infinitis. They're just, you don't see them that often, not in England anyway, and there's just something cool about them. Lexus is a bit too mainstream now, I don't know, but like I said, that's just personal preference, of course. Now, as far as performance, it's actually very good. It's got less than 500 horsepower, but the cruising speed is around 230, which, in the world of GranTurismo with its crazy power and top speed specs on various models, 230 doesn't sound that great. But for a car with under 500 horsepower that doesn't really have any particular amazing tech behind it, it's not amazingly aerodynamic or amazingly lightweight, so for that power, it has very respectable performance. That's faster than many racing cars which have significantly more power. Obviously they also have downforce working against them, but still, this car has very respectable performance for its power. As you can see, you've got a little bit of draft potential, around 800 or so RPM, so you should be able to slipstream it up to maybe 250, possibly a little bit higher, but not much more than that. So if you do plan on using this car for really high speed slipstreaming, like 280 or more, which it can do even though it doesn't have a huge amount of power, obviously you'll want to extend the final drive a bit more. But as always, that will of course affect your cruising speed on your own, so as long as you bear in mind that if you do plan on using it for high speed drafting, you will need to make sure that you stay in draft constantly, because if you pull out of draft at that speed, you'll slow down a lot, down to 230 again. So if you haven't tried this car before, it's certainly worth a try. I'd say that pretty much any car is worth buying to know at least what it's like, and it's a premium model, which is cool. It means you have the fully detailed interior. So if you do decide to use this tune, obviously I hope you find it helpful and competitive, and if you're new to the channel and found it helpful, feel free to subscribe. I put out new top speed tunes like this every single day. And as always, thanks for watching.